NiagaraParks.com is a great resource if you're planning a trip to the Niagara area, and it's here that you can find some great savings on attractions. They actually have a few options to choose from, and I'm going to show you the one we chose and give you a preview of the attractions that are included. The Adventure Pass Classic, which is $59 Canadian, just doesn't offer enough for us. For that price, you get Journey Behind the Falls, Whitewater Walk, and Niagara's Fury. While Journey Behind the Falls and Whitewater Walk are great attractions, there are other attractions that we would rank higher and that we would recommend to people who are visiting for just a couple days. You'll want to pick a package that also includes some of the top tier attractions, and Niagara's Fury is honestly not even worth showing up for. Plus, this package includes the WEGO Bus Pass, which can be a great way to get around town, but with this particular package, it's only useful for getting you to Whitewater Walk. So for those reasons, we don't recommend this package. The Adventure Pass Plus, which costs $99 Canadian, may be overkill for a weekend getaway, as it includes some peripheral attractions, and if you're there to experience the falls, then you may not be super interested in seeing everything that's included. But if you're ambitious and want to cram in as much as possible, then go for it. You'll actually get a 53% savings if you can actually take advantage of everything that's included. Our recommendation, and the package we went with, is the Niagara Falls Pass, which gets you on 5 attractions and is $79 Canadian and will save you about 40% on the regular ticket values. One of the 5 attractions included is Niagara's Fury, and we would recommend just skipping this. It's not worth your time. Even with this one being included in the Niagara Falls Pass, the savings is still worth it. I think this is the perfect balance of price, savings, and attractions for a 2 or 3 day visit, especially considering that there are lots of other things to do in Niagara that are not included in any of the packages. It's important to note too that the pass is good from April to October, so you can buy your pass and spread out the attractions over a series of days if you want. For example, we made a few different trips to Niagara Falls over the course of a couple months using the Niagara Falls Pass. But it should be noted that the 2 transportation options that are included are good for 2 consecutive days, and we might as well start with those transportation options now before diving into the attractions. Both options are good for unlimited rides for 2 days, and the timer starts when you scan your pass upon boarding for the first time, and the 2-day period is clocked separately for each form of transportation. First up is the Falls Incline Railway, which was actually a lot of fun to ride, and if you're staying at one of the big hotels that overlooks the falls, it's a quick and easy way to get right down to the Horseshoe Falls and the Table Rock Center. We actually didn't have a reason to ride it other than to cover it for this video, but it turned out to be pretty fun, and I can see how hotel guests can really benefit from having this included in your attractions package. There are 2 cars that move in opposite directions, so the times for boarding are pretty short. This was a fun little experience and very convenient. There can be a lot of walking when visiting Niagara Falls, so being able to hop on and off the Incline Railway is a nice bonus. Next up is the WEGO Bus Pass, and like I mentioned earlier, it's good for unlimited rides for 2 days. This bus system will pick you up and drop you off all over town at the various attractions. This can be very convenient because it will let you off right in front of the attractions. However, you'll have to stand outside and wait for the buses, which can cut into your time visiting attractions. Plus, you'll want to plan ahead for the weather because not all the stops have shelters to keep you dry. The attractions included with this package are fun and unique and give you a great opportunity to experience the falls in different ways, except for Niagara's Fury. But even with this not so good mini attraction, the Niagara Falls Pass is still worth it. Let's get into the 4 good ones now, and I'm saving the best for last. And if you want to get more info and an in-depth look at each of the upcoming attractions, I have full videos on my channel dedicated to each one. So I'll have a link to the playlist at the end of this video. At number 4 is Whitewater Walk, which takes guests for a boardwalk stroll next to some of the most impressive and powerful rapids in the world. It's located about 5 to 10 minutes north of the Horseshoe Falls by car, and there's parking on site. Also, the WEGO buses stop right in front of the entrance. If you get the Niagara Falls Pass like we did, you can head straight to the line for the elevator. For those with mobility concerns, this attraction is fully accessible and there are no stairs to contend with here. Once aboard the elevator, you'll travel 230 feet down to the bottom of the Niagara Gorge. After you exit the elevator, you make your way through the underground tunnel leading to the Niagara River. The tunnel provides good height clearance and is wide enough for people to walk past each other, so you can move at your own pace. As you approach the tunnel exit, the full roar of the water hits you. At the first viewing platform, you'll come face to face with North America's largest standing waves. Rated Class 6, these rapids are too dangerous for swimming, kayaking, or boating. Even the famous Niagara jet boats that produce 30,000 pounds of thrust can't reach this far up the river. As you make your way down the boardwalk, you can enjoy the views of the rapids on one side and the sheer cliffs of the gorge on the other. There's also viewing platforms along the boardwalk that get you even closer to the action, so be sure to head down to check it out. As you continue your walk along the boardwalk, the path gradually slopes down towards the water. At the end of the quarter-mile walk, walk, you reach the last viewing platform, which is right down at the water's edge and provides amazing views. We're back to the Table Rock Center for our third favorite attraction on this list, which is located right next to the Falls Parking Lot A, and where you'll find the entrance to Journey Behind the Falls. If you have the Niagara Falls Pass, you can skip the ticket windows and head straight down the stairs to start your journey. What's amazing about this experience is the fact that you can feel the rumble and power of the falls as you walk down the tunnels towards the outlooks and the platforms. It's cold and noisy, and it's a real sensory overload. I remember doing this attraction as a kid, and it's one of those childhood experiences that you never forget. There are two viewing platforms behind the falls. The experience is exactly the same at both portals, so if you're feeling uneasy about being in the tunnels, you won't miss anything if you only go to the first viewing area. And it's a short walk from the elevators to the outdoor observation platform. If you are claustrophobic, this is your warning. The ceilings are low, the tunnels are narrow, and it's dark. For those with accessibility concerns, you'll be able to experience everything except for the lower outdoor platform. Be sure to wear your poncho before stepping out onto the outdoor platforms because you will get wet. The lower platform gets you right up close to the falls, and it's the best place to feel the sheer power of the falls, besides being on Maid of the Mist. The next attraction on the Niagara Falls Pass, and our second favorite on this list, has been in operation for over 100 years. This antique cable car shuttles passengers half a kilometer across the Niagara Gorge while dangling hundreds of feet above some of the most powerful and deadly rapids on Earth. It's located a few minutes north of Whitewater Walk, and it's along the WEGO bus route. There's also a free parking lot right on site, and it's only steps from the cable car. With your Niagara Falls Pass, you can head straight to the line and skip the ticket window. It's usually about a 10 to 15 minute wait between trips. If you've got some time to kill when you arrive, you can enjoy the views from one of the many overlooks. But keep an eye on the line and try to be first in line if you can. This will give you the best views once you're on the cable car. Unfortunately, this attraction is not very accessible for people with mobility concerns. The only way on and off is by a steep set of stairs. If you're concerned about how secure the cable car is, from my experience, the day we did this, it was pretty windy and we didn't feel the car swaying in the wind at all. Plus, the floor of the car is not a see-through metal grate. It's solid and feels very secure. Once you're out over the teal-colored water, the view gets even more spectacular as you're able to see up and down the river for several kilometers. If you're brave enough, look straight down to see the massive whirlpool below your feet. While it looks like you're crossing the gorge to the US side, in fact, you're crossing between 2 points on the Canadian side of the gorge where the whirlpool has carved out a section of the gorge. I've got some great tips for this attraction, so check out the full video on my channel for all the details. We've been to Niagara Falls many times, and this is for sure one of the better attractions, and you should definitely do this on your trip. This is the newest attraction in Niagara Falls and easily ranks as our favorite thing to do on the Niagara Falls Pass. From the beautiful setting to the immense size, and of course the incredible tunnels and views, this really took us by surprise, and we're happy to recommend this one as a must-do on your visit. In operation for 100 years, starting in 1905, this was the first major power plant on the Canadian side of the river that converted the powerful white water of the falls into electricity. You'll find fascinating history and stories from the century-old power station as you explore the museum. They have interactive exhibits, videos, and information plaques laying out the history and importance of this amazing place. The power station sat dormant for over a decade before Niagara Parks began its refurbishment project. According to reports, the power station was still in pristine condition prior to the project commencement. With all the original machinery, materials, and finishes still intact and now refurbished back to their original condition, this massive hall is an amazing time capsule. This part of the historic site is a marvel and would be a great attraction on its own, but there's even more to discover here. As part of the renovation project, a new glass elevator was installed which takes you down 180 feet to the tunnel. As you descend deeper and deeper into the earth, you'll get a chance to see some of the inner workings of the power plant. As the elevator doors open, you immediately feel the cold, damp air hit you as you peer down the seemingly endless tunnel. At almost half a mile long, walking deeper and deeper into this tunnel was such a fun experience. And when you learn how it was built, it becomes even more impressive. Originally used as the exit point for the water that traveled through the blue turbines up above, it now provides a walking path and access to the Niagara River and amazing views of the Canadian and American Falls. Lined with 18 inches of concrete and 4 layers of red bricks which were laid by hand, the tunnel stands 26 feet tall, 20 feet wide, and 2,200 feet long. As you approach the end of the tunnel, you catch your first glimpse of the massive steel doors that are open to the viewing platform and the American Falls on the far side of the river. Unlike Journey Behind the Falls, you don't get ponchos at this attraction as you're a fair distance from the falls. However, you definitely still get misted depending on the wind direction. But you can hang around here and enjoy the views a little more comfortably than at Journey Behind the Falls, where getting soaked is part of the experience. That was the Niagara Falls Pass, and a great way to save 40% on attractions at Niagara Falls. Check out this playlist to see in-depth videos about each of the 4 main attractions. Hope you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.